All right, time for another turn 1 tier 2 run, and it is Star Pack this time. And I don't think I've actually uploaded a run of this type from Star Pack before. I can't even remember if I've had any, but here we get triple frog and it turns into yak. And unfortunately, yak is kind of really dependent on koala, and you can't get koala until turn 3. So unfortunately, it's just going to hurt itself for a couple of turns for no benefit. And here we get a couple of quick kiwi buy sells, and then just throw in the hummingbird because it's going to improve the yak stats a little bit temporarily. Hummingbird is one of my least favorite units in this pack. I really like the graphic, but it makes no sense at all the way it's designed. It just really encourages you to keep these, to put Strawberry on a tier 1 unit straight away and then keep it forever. And that's what a lot of people do. But we're not going to do that this run. We are putting Strawberry on the yak, though, and keeping it forever because that's the challenge. You have to take the tier 2 all the way to the end. And luckily on turn 3, we do get a koala and another yak. However, generally, when you're on a 4 squad with koala in it, you're probably going to lose. So now we need to look for better stuff to fill up the team, and another koala is going to have to do for just now. But that does mean that the yak is going to get a bit of a boost from the stats. And because things process in attack order, the koalas will always buff the bigger yak rather than the second one. And now we're actually big enough that the yak can mostly solo an opposing team. And the pillbug is going to give a little bit of extra health to the yak, which is very useful. Level the koala into pelican, basically the best case scenario. And I think clownfish would be a good acquisition at this point. We have the 1.5 yak already because we can definitely combine them together, especially since the second yak is gradually taking its health down to almost nothing. And the pillbug's probably going to be too slow to refill it. I mean, it's pretty rare in pack 3 that you ever see people actually playing multiple yaks, although you can do it. I mean, it has the good starting stats, even if it is hurting itself. But ultimately, you want to be able to put pepper on as many units as possible. So I think having multiple yaks really doesn't make much sense. And here I get the lollipop, which is always useful with yak. I feel like lollipop is one of the best items in this pack, natively, where there's so many units that you can use it with, but I feel like it's often overlooked, especially in customs as well. So pillbug can go now. We get another pelican, and we're going to look for something else. Yak level up or koala. No, not koala. Clownfish rather. So I level yak here and get the swordfish, and I think I might as well go for it. Unfortunately, here we basically have a one pet team. This is like extremely common in this pack, and we face an opposing one pet team with essentially the exact same strategy of just pumping everything into the one yak. But now that we've got the swordfish, I think we can think about trying to get another large unit onto the team. And now we just want some level ups. I think we could give cucumber to the swordfish to make sure that it survives for one turn, but I think I'd rather just let it faint and roll for something better. We don't get anything, but the yak is still scaling, and we still have a decent number of lives, although we are on turn 8 with only 2 wins, so we're going to have to go to a pretty late turn if we're going to pull this off. Thankfully, it looks like this team, well, I guess it depends what comes out of the stork, and luckily it is starfish, so we're going to scrape a draw. So now we're turn 9 with only 2 wins. We're going for the lollipop again. Now this is an incredible roll because now I can probably sell the... I could have sold the koala there as well, to be honest. And here I'm going to... Yeah, I definitely made a mistake there, I think. I should have sold the crow first. But never mind. We're going to get rid of the koala anyway, now that we have the potential of a swordfish level up. Level 2 swordfish is going to be much more threatening, especially once it gets the clownfish buffs. Now this is amazing because I get matched with Bugwagon going for the 5 woodpeckers, and I've had so many attempts at this myself. It's just absolutely brutal where you can't take pepper on most of your units. So props to him for trying that. I can't imagine he won, otherwise he would have posted it in the Discord. I do freeze the hammerhead shark. I keep saying that. I'm not sure why, because I don't really... I mean, I would need 2 more clownfish to be able to activate it. So I guess we're just going to hedge our bets and keep it frozen. But now the swordfish is doing 26 damage, I think. So it actually enables the 2 attack clownfish to kill their biggest unit there, which was very lucky with the temporary toad pickup. Going to get the pepper onto the swordfish so it has a chance of potentially killing something else. I think I probably should just take Komodo here, although I'm going to think about it. But now we get the crow, take the buy sell, and we immediately get another Komodo, which is going to enable the level 2 very quickly. Of course, yak is a unit that you can't put pepper on, so we also need to make sure we're looking for a velociraptor, because having your biggest unit with no equipment in this pack is just not an option. 2 hammerhead sharks in the shop this time, which would be very nice if I had gone for it in the first place. But we get a level 2 Komodo. So now we're just looking for something for more level ups, and also to try and find something to replace this very weak level 1 clownfish that has just been hanging on for a long time. And we get matched up with a husky team, which is nice because our only pepper always gets removed at the start of battle. And I think now we can get the Komodo in, or I'm going to go for... I think I'm just going to keep the chocolate frozen, and then I'm going to buy the Komodo so that the shop's clear, and we actually roll another Komodo straight away. Now here I definitely make a mistake because I put the second Komodo in the wrong order. It should be the weakest one to the left, because then that means that the... You'll see what happens. The shuffle takes place, and then the level 1 Komodo only gives +1/+1. Unfortunately, when swordfish gets moved to the front and you face woodpecker, you're ending up instantly losing your swordfish, but thankfully the turn 1 yak is still big enough to solo the remainder of the opposing team. And we'll get the level up on the Komodo. I mentioned in the last Star Pack video I uploaded, which was a 5 of a kind run, it was really painful selling a level 3 Komodo, but in this situation I can just do whatever I want, so we're keeping it. The yak, of course, is now on 50 attacks, so it's just hurting itself for no benefit. However, the Komodo's refilling its health anyway, so it's not that big a deal. I think actually this team's going to prove too big. They had salamander and jellyfish, and well, they actually had Komodo as well. So now sell orca and get the crow in. We're getting close to level 3 clownfish, which will be an extra +6/6. And now we're just looking for probably more levels and velociraptor, and there it is on the next roll. Now here I could have gone greedy and put in the crow, but I decided better to just try and maintain the 2 hearts by putting the velociraptor in. And this is actually a really interesting interaction that I've seen a couple of times recently. So there, the swordfish instant kills the panda. Despite that, the panda ability still goes off. However, because it has 0 health as a result of being fainted by the swordfish, it only gives attack. So that's always interesting to see. I think it's only happened to me 2 or 3 times in this pack, and I've played hundreds and hundreds of games at this point. So we'll take the orca again, and not really any need to freeze the crow now. I'm really just looking for another velociraptor, and the swordfish does amazing stuff there, killing a 50-50 at the front. I always think it's funny when the orca spawns a golden pack unit these days, because it still looks so unusual to see something different coming out of the orca. Now here, this is definitely a mistake, because buying selling these kiwis does absolutely nothing. because I think the Komodo would have refilled the yak's health almost completely anyway. So a little bit of a misplay there, but Kiwi is by far my most bought tier 1, and it's very difficult to pass them up. This is an unfortunate situation where you get matched with a vulture team, and yak is right at the back. However, luckily the vulture snipe there, I think we could have, if that was a 50-50, we could have lost there, but the vulture sniped the Komodo instead. So I'll freeze the strawberry because I'm going to now look for the level up on the Velociraptor. There's no point going for level 3 swordfish. There we go, Velociraptor. Now I can't put the strawberry onto the clownfish yet because we want the yak to be guaranteed to get the strawberry in the next battle. 9 wins, we could be winning here, but we get matched with this gigantic opposing team, and classic trade at the front, 50-50 with coconut versus pepper. And it's a loss, but now we're getting a big upgrade with an extra coconut and plus 6-6 on the Velociraptor stats, or plus 7-7 I guess, and then the pepper as well. Turn 19, this yak from turn 1 has come a long way. And what are we going to face? And it's actually an incredibly unusual team. For turn 19, this team has very, very low stats. Kind of like yesterday's video, which was all about low stats. I don't know how they've survived this long, but in the end, they're just not going to be able to compete. However, I have to say, you got to applaud a team like that for taking the path less traveled.